and to make them inadequate so they can't do anything. And then it's because we need, apparently bipartisanship is more important and the filibuster is more important. Well, I got news for you that 6 of the top 10 nations for the best democracies on Democracy Index have unicameral parliaments and parliamentary systems, which is based in a majority of people being able to pass stuff through that legislature. If you don't get a majority, you can't have a government. That also means, good thing, that there's no government shutdowns, because if they do, you lose that immediate new elections. You know, the system that they have in that, you know, and also presidential system, the system we have in the U.S. with directly elected president and directly elected Congress, has like 4.5 veto points. I can't find another country that has that many veto points. And also, presidential system, this is extremely rare. Or, well, not extremely rare, excuse me. It's extremely rare to find one that's been democratic consistently. The only 2 examples you can really find are the U.S. and Costa Rica. Costa Rica that's an iffy one. And pretty much every presidential system that's ever been tried, which it consists most of the countries in the Americas, pretty much everyone but like 5, and then all of them, a lot of them in Central Asia and Africa, use the presidential system, and it's failed. And also, it's telling that the countries in Europe that use it, Belarus and Cyprus, are some of the least democratic in Europe. And then we wonder it's more veto points. The filibuster's not anything good. That was a mistake, caused by Aaron Burr, for Petey's sakes, by an accident of taking out a rule to end debate. That's what it was caused by. Accident. The least we can get up of talking filibuster was someone standing up on the floor giving a speech, and if they are not willing to say what the important stuff that was important to stop the legislation of the American people and actually debate a bill with actually incite information, then apparently it wasn't really worth not to stop. If they should have at least some burden. They should have to keep themselves on the floor, even in recess, and Democrats don't have to necessarily, or whoever's in majority doesn't have to. We should go back to regular order, yes. We should also have rules of decorum that stop what Newt Gingrich did and what McConnell does and all this of just causing confusion and delay in Congress and putting stuff in there that for no reason other than just delay stuff and just yelling out stuff and being annoying and stuff that would get you kicked out of debates in British Parliament. And yes, you can fight City Hall. We've done it before. But you can't do it alone, and you can't do it by not actually studying the information at hand and what needs to be done. I mean, so it's been done. So this country was started off because it started fighting City Hall. The Civil War, we fought City Hall in the Civil War. We fought City Hall progressive movement, which got the Senate to be directly elected. That's another moment where this has happened, where things have been like this, that things have changed like that. Another example, people's response to the Great Depression to prevent that from getting worse. The suffragette movement, that's another example. The civil rights movement is another example. LGBTQ rights movement, that's another example. Native American rights movement, that's another example. All of these are things where City Hall was fought and won. And those are just in the U.S. The anti-communist movements overseas, there's another example. And then we can fight City Hall, but you can't fight it alone, and you can't fight it by believing in a savior candidate. There are no saviors. You have to involve yourself. And yes, you can get involved. It's a responsibility as your citizen, too. And, yeah. And it's just not wise for what these politicians to be doing, doing all this money on this stuff. Oh, and we also have voter suppression. That's another thing with people being unable to vote. We have gerrymandering with them drawing districts so that benefits one party of another. We have another one what's another one? I forget what's another example of type of corruption? Yeah, I've got the other one being lobbying. Revolving door and lobbying, we've partly mentioned that. All of these are really bad things, and they need to be stopped before people could help with that. But it's stuck in Congress because two people don't want to get rid of the filibuster. There's a reason why we have judicial review, dude. You do realize that. That we need to get this under control. And yes, we can do that, but not alone. And not by sitting on the sidelines, and not by not reading up and needing to strategize. We need to do that. Thank you. Bye.